1938. Matson celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus Hyundai, home of the Kona electric vehicle, an electric heart with an SUV soul. Test drive yours today at Cars Plus. McDonald's of Guam, I'm Loving It, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Teenager arrested for murder. The details from Mighty coming up. And 3 people arrested so far for a riot at the Dededo Skatepark that left 3 people injured. And military officials cut the ribbon on multi-million-dollar projects at Anderson Air Force Base. These stories and more right here, right now on Primetime.
Hafaday and good evening. Topping our newscast, a teenager accused of murder. Here's where it happened at the Angel Care Apartments along Robot Street in Mighty. GPD responding after midnight early Saturday to a report of an injured person. That person identified as 33-year-old Ty Kenson. He was found in a pool of blood, unconscious and unresponsive. He was later declared dead by attending physicians at Naval Hospital. The minor, whose name has not been released, was confined at the Department of Youth Affairs, not only for murder, but also aggravated assault, use of a deadly weapon in the commission of a felony, reckless conduct, and underage consumption of alcohol. According to GPD, detectives picked up the minor at his home, and he later confessed to the murder. A total of 3 people now arrested for that early morning riot that occurred at the Dededo Skate Park we first told you about last week. GPD's Community Crime Task Force was activated to take over the investigation. 2 men were rushed to Guam Regional Medical City suffering serious injuries. The task force identified a 3rd victim. What was key to catching the suspects was a video that was shot on a cell phone by one of the suspects that went viral. Arrested so far were 19-year-old Mully Eos, a 23-year-old James Repwalk, and 18-year-old John Joshua. They were all booked and confined at the Department of Corrections on multiple charges, including rioting and assault. Mully and Joshua face additional charges of underage consumption of alcohol. The case remains open. Another example of the island's drug problem, Michael Rodriguez Cepeda entered a plea agreement in the district court. According to unsealed court documents, in August last year, Cepeda was taken into custody following a drug bust connected to a package addressed to his Jotnya home. Inside the package, which was placed in a cluster box outside the Jotnya mayor's office, was over 1,300 gross grams of meth. Cepeda is scheduled to be sentenced in June. The search for another shelter for the island's homeless is underway. With more is Daniel Perez.
It's been a safe place to stay for many of the island's homeless during the deadly pandemic, and now the Global Dorms in Mighty has shut its doors. But even though the Mighty shelter closed down, Executive Director of the Office of Homelessness Assistance and Poverty Prevention, Sarah Thomas Netadog, assures residents that the search for a new shelter is underway.
Right now, there is another facility that is being looked at, and we're hoping that sometime in the next couple of months that will be open.
The main reason for the Global Dorms closure was due to infestation issues.
The facilities themselves had really been ridden with just a lot of, roaches, termites, rodents. And it was, of course, the facilities folks were more than happy to address it, but it became so rampant that, we had to close several rooms, and then, we had to actually, do almost an emergency vacating of the building.
Netadog said the tenants of Global Dorms were moved to 2 locations around late January with the help of the Department of Administration's Emergency Rental Assistance Program.
We were able to have most of the, or not most, but I would say, I think it was about 10 families were left at Global Dorms, and have them move to Grand Plaza and to Garden Villa. So there's a couple of places that they are now. So we continue to, our OHAP staff continue to check on them and provide case management or any access to services that we can help them.
Even if the infestation problem is solved at Global Dorms, OHAP is unsure if it will be used again to house some of the island's homeless population. The second homeless shelter in Samuning Plaza is still up and running, with some families and individuals calling it home for the time being. Daniel Perez reporting for KUAM News.
Thanks, Daniel. At Anderson Air Force Base, the ribbon was cut, signifying the completion of 2 new maintenance hangars. The combined cost of both is $262 million. 36th Wing Vice Commander Air Force Colonel David Aragon says they are, in it of themselves, power projection platforms.
And what we do, which is to project air power and expand combat capabilities from the forward edge of the Indo-Pacific.
The hangars will not only improve maintenance capabilities, but also provide space for a variety of other mission-essential activities for the base. They also were built to sustain critical force missions such as the Bomber Task Force, Tanker Task Force, and rotational fighter aircraft. The war in Ukraine is now in its second week. The U.S. Defense Department official says 90% of Russian forces that were at the border have been sent in to Ukraine to fight. Skylar Henry reports.
Russian missiles rained down on homes, apartment buildings, and 2 schools in the northern Ukrainian city of Chernihiv. Local officials say at least 33 people died. Russian forces have taken the port city of Kherson. They've also surrounded Mariupol, shelling a soccer field that killed this 16-year-old boy. Heavy strikes continue to target Kharkiv and just outside the capital, Kyiv. Pregnant mothers there are taking shelter in the basement of the city's maternity hospital.
We are living in real hell. I could never imagine that something like that can happen in 21st century.
Ukrainian officials say Russian forces are now closing in on Europe's largest nuclear plant in the south of the country. Ukraine's president, Volodymyr Zelensky, is pleading with the U.S. and NATO to establish a no-fly zone. During televised comments, Russia's President Vladimir Putin said operations in Ukraine were going according to plan. Here in Washington, the Biden administration announced a new round of sanctions targeting more Russian oligarchs and their families, each picked for their close proximity to President Putin in hopes he'll feel the economic squeeze. Seizures of oligarch property are underway around the world, and many of Russia's richest are now prohibited from traveling to the U.S.
Our interest is in maintaining the strongest unified economic impact campaign on Putin in all history.
The Biden administration has asked Congress to approve $10 billion in new funding for the humanitarian and military aid in Ukraine, and they want it approved next week. Skylar Henry reporting for KUAM News.
Shelling at the nuclear plant has started a fire in one of the 6 reactors. A government official told the Associated Press that elevated levels of radiation were detected near the plant, which provides about 25% of Ukraine's power generation. Coming up next, Decision 2022 headlines, plus the latest with efforts to control the island's stray dog population. Keep it here.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
My sourdough patty melt has 100% beef, 2 melty cheeses, and grilled onions, all between 2 slices of my famous toasted sourdough bread. It's pretty much the greatest thing since itself. My sourdough patty melt combos. Order on the Jack app today.
At the start of the pandemic, being the only provider in my household, I was so worried that I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to pay my bills.
I still work, but it was short hours, like only 2 hours, 3 hours a day, and that didn't really cut it.
I wasn't really thinking about getting any type of federal assistance.
I got PUA and I got seniors, and it's helped a lot. It really means a lot to us.
It really took a lot of burdens off my shoulders. It really helped me to provide for my family and put food on the table, and it really came at my time of need.
Yeah, I kind of dropped your worries down because everything was less stress.
I was able to stay at home with my son and not worry about having to work during the pandemic.
Thank you for the federal fund.
Thank you for the unemployment assistance.
Thank you so much for the pandemic unemployment assistance. If you have any questions, please contact your congressman's office.
This ad was paid for with official funds from the office of Congressman Michael F.Q. San Nicolas.
Let us know what's up on our KUAM News WhatsApp tip line at 671-727-0094. Share information about what's happening in your town, on Guam or the CNMI, and what you want us to know. Reach us on WhatsApp at 671-727-0094.
Welcome back. 13 members from the National Association of Attorneys General recently paid another visit to Guam. They held a training program for staff members from the Office of the Attorney General and the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. KUAM's Hannah Devonzo reports.
NAG has been coming to Guam since 2009 to conduct this training program. And this year, over 100 people participated.
The best way for any Attorney General office to support and serve the members of the public is really to receive the training necessary to make them the very best at their game.
They offer 2 types of extensive training.
One of the trainings is our advocacy and skills training through the National Association of Attorneys General Training and Leadership Institute. And that training encompasses trial skills, trial advocacy, motions practice, how to be a better litigator and representative of your state agency clients, or in this case, the territory's clients.
The other specifically caters to developing management skills.
Second track is management leadership, and that is for managers and leaders in their respective attorneys general offices. It provides opportunities to develop management skills, practice what we call scenarios, practical exercises to develop more effective communication techniques.
Lama commended both Attorney General Levin Camacho and Edward Menabusen for understanding the value of supporting their employees and for providing them training opportunities. He also mentioned NAG would like to return to Guam and offer more training in the future. Hannah Devonzo for KUAM News.
Thanks, Hannah. Turning to Decision 2022, Guam Election Commission Executive Director Maria Pangilinan says cash is on the way. The GEC looking for supplemental funds from their legislative chair, Senator Joe San Augustine.
Follow up from the office, and in fact, Senator Joe himself called me yesterday. So we're looking forward to seeing something very soon.
That's something the GEC hoping to see $602,000.
For $2.1 million for fiscal year 22. Fiscal year 22 will cover the primary election as well. So we were only given, I believe, 1.6. So part of it is the shortfall from the fiscal year 22 appropriation, and the rest of it is to cover early voting.
The GEC has also asked for letters from interested parties the commission may rent property from for early voting facilities. Pangilinan says the GEC's new offices aren't big enough to accommodate early voting. For more information on candidates, elections, and registering to vote, visit the GEC website at gec.guam.gov. Slowly but surely, the campaign 2022 candidates picture is shaping up. 2 gubernatorial teams, Democrats Lou Leon Guerrero and Josh Tenorio, and Republicans Felix Camacho and Tony Atta have declared, but so far no one's made an official announcement for congressional delegate. There's been wide speculation that Republican Jim Moylan might seek higher office. He made what he called a personally paid trip to Washington, D.C. recently, where he spoke with our Nestor Lecanto.
We did pick up that package, and we are seriously looking at the requirements to be a delegate. We need to follow these rules correctly. My focus is still on serving the people of Guam in my current situation, but that's not saying I'm not looking for a higher office. And I would love to serve the government, the people of Guam in any capacity that they feel I'm best suited for. And what I will tell you, Nestor, is that you're going to learn really soon. It's just a matter of some weeks that I would certainly will let the people of Guam know what we've decided.
June 28th is the deadline to file candidacy papers for the August 27th general election primary. The Education Board has approved the school calendars for the next two school years for the Guam Department of Education. GDOE Deputy Superintendent of Operations, Erica Cruz.
For this upcoming school year, the first day of school for our students will be on August 10th and then ending on May 19th. For school year 23-24, we are looking at a start date of August 9th and an end date of May 17th.
Cruz notes there aren't very many changes in the school calendars.
A major change, though, is that we've had first, second, third, and fourth quarter. Now we have 2 semesters, semester 1 and semester 2, and then instead of saying the end of the quarter, it would be a mid-semester for both first semester and second semester.
Cruz adds that professional development work days for teachers as well as parent-teacher conferences will continue. Meanwhile, GDOE mentions that the online model of learning may not continue next school year. The Guam Education Board will make a decision at their next board meeting. The Department of Agriculture plans to step up efforts to crack down on the island's stray dog population. Tyler Matsanani reports.
There have been several efforts to mitigate Guam's stray animal problem, from the Boonie Flight Project to the Mayor's Council of Guam's Stray Animal Roundup Program to spay and neuter projects. Department of Agriculture's Territory Veterinarian Dr. Mariana Turner details the latest progress.
So I've been working closely with Gain and another veterinarian that just moved on island, Dr. Smith. She and I have been working on getting Gain's spay and neuter clinic up and running.
There's a backlog of 250 to 350 cases, and they're doing what they can with the limited resources they have. Turner, who specializes in high-quality, high-volume spay and neutering, says with the proper resources, they'd be able to accomplish anywhere from 20 to 30 surgeries a day.
We're still waiting for the MOA with Gain to be officially signed so that we can release the funds, because we do have some equipment that we do need to purchase before we can fully open the clinic and really perform at the speed we want to.
Dr. Turner and Dr. Smith were able to perform 35 surgeries in just 2 weeks. Limited resources have only allowed them to operate twice a week, but once the money kicks in, they'd be able to operate 4 times a week. Reporting for KUAM News, I'm Tyler Matsanani.
Thanks, Tyler. March is Women's History Month, and every Monday we'll be introducing you to a women leader in our community who inspires, motivates, and is driven. Tonight, Jonah Gancharfer sits down with longtime cosmetology instructor Janice Ucken.
Women Driven is brought to you locally by Bank of Guam, the People's Bank. Whether it be a haircut, a touch-up on your color, or getting all dolled up for that special occasion, there's a good chance your hairstylist, barber, or makeup artist was under the tutelage of Janice Ucken. Ucken has been the cosmetology instructor with the Guam Community College since 2012.
I actually started my teaching career at Maryse's in 2001. I did my training at Maryse's as well as Chicago Pivot Point. So that's where I did most of my training, and then I continued on to work with Maria DeLisle at Maryse's.
It wasn't an exact clear path for Ucken, whose initial focus was criminal justice. But after completing 2 internships, she realized it wasn't for her. So she directed her attention to cosmetology and has never looked back. It's a job that she finds fulfilling.
We meet so many different people from so many different walks of life, and just being able to listen to them and being able to give back to them their image, giving that new self-confidence, that's really a whole lot for me too. I would never have gone this long without feeling that fulfillment.
With so many students passing through her classroom doors over the years, what is her hope for them?
The ultimate compliment for me is seeing my students out there just starting their own business, making their own money, and doing big things with themselves. The fact that I was able to contribute to their success, that is the most compliment for me.
But despite long hours of work, she always makes time for family and self-care, which she adds begins at the end of the day, sometimes with a much-needed glass of wine.
To kind of just help drop my shoulders, and that's really enough for me. It gives me a chance to rethink and reevaluate how my entire day went. And that's a lot to me.
No matter how crazy her days get, whether it's teaching or at the salon, there's a daily mantra she recites.
Choose a job that you love, Janice, and you will never have to work a day in your life. And I cannot express how much that quote means to me. It's just, again, my days get so busy that I have to remind myself that you love doing this.
As for how she would define a woman driven,
is someone that perseveres through all of life's obstacles. And then she would carve out her own path, regardless of what we have to deal with in our own personal life.
Women Driven is brought to you locally by Bank of Guam, the People's Bank.
Thanks, Joan. Sports is next with Dave Delgado, plus later sights and sounds from the Hafa Diego Festival held over the weekend in California.
We all start somewhere. We start with the day. We start with him. We start with family. We start with a lesson. And the perfect wave. We start here and here. We start at your office and your home. We start with the connections that matter the most, the ones that move us, change us, inspire us. In an ever-expanding world, personal connections are what tie everything together, what ties us together. We all start somewhere. At GTA, we start with you.
Beautiful. It is, right, baby?
Dad, isn't that where we usually stop for gas?
It's where we used to stop, but not anymore.
But isn't that the place with the milkshakes?
Okay, all right, let's go.
Good job, kids.
Take your adventure further in the first ever Santa Fe Hybrid.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
.671 Recruiting held a signing day at TGI Fridays in Tumon. 4 players signed their letter of intent to play sports at the next level. Congrats to Zayshawn Adams, Randy Ngoko, Cedric Murphy, and Avery Gamboa.
I'll be taking my talents to Culver Stockton University. Just playing 10 games of high school football in general is just crazy to me that I can go on and sign. This season it's been really great. I learned a lot, especially even if it wasn't on the field, and my teammates just being there for me and just keeping my hopes high. it's been a true blessing. I want to give a shout out to all our coaches, my teammates, my family, and just honestly a pat on the back to myself too, to keep myself keep going and everything.
I'll be taking my talents to Olivet Nazarene University. Having my family here, it's a big blessing because they've been here with me for the longest time, and they've always had my back, and they always supported everything I did in my life. And having this opportunity, going to Olivet Nazarene University, it's a big blessing because not a lot of athletes, can go to this level, and that's just the way it is. It's truly a blessing, and people go to the next level. They work hard, and I truly think I worked hard for this. Big shout out to my coaches, Coach Adele, all my other coaches, my family, my friends, and everybody who supported me along the way.
I'm signed to Olivet Nazarene University. Honestly, it's really just crazy how from off of one game, how I performed, how I put my heart into the game. And I think it's just great how he saw the opportunity in me and he knew that I could take it to the next level. And I just hope that I could perform to his expectations and go all out. I just want to thank my mom, my coaches for and my family back there, because they've been with me ever since I got here.
I'll be take my talents to Olivet Nazarene University. Right. I want to thank the players that helped me from the ground up each time we play. I want to thank my family who always supported me. I want to thank my coaches. But all I want to say is that I want to thank Coach Dado for giving me the opportunity. I'm ready for next year playing college football.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Need a new phone? Trade in now and get up to $500 off our best 5G devices. Trade in your older phone in any condition and step up to better savings and speeds only our 5G network can provide. Check out our website and catch up on the best mobile experience. Trade in now. Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Try double filet sandwich for double the flavor. Just in time for Lent for a limited time. Served all day.
Mobile offers a new and convenient way to fuel your vehicle. Pay gas and go. No need to line up inside the store. Press preset. Enter whole dollar amount without decimals. Press loyalty ID and enter your mobile number or insert Smiles card. Insert and remove payment card or tap contactless credit card. Begin fueling. And don't forget to grab your receipt. Pay gas and go. It's that easy.
Welcome back. Tonight we feature GTA as one of the many businesses on island that is Guam Safe certified by the Guam Visitors Bureau and carries the WTTC Safe Travel stamp.
Guam Safe and WTTC Safe Travel Certified Program Showcase is brought to you in partnership with the Guam Visitors Bureau.
Hafaday, my name is Jennifer Taitanu and I am the People Operations Generalist 2 at GTA. GTA felt it was best to get Guam Safe certified because our customers and our tourists matter. They are the center of everything that we do. We want to ensure that they feel safe coming into our stores. Through the pandemic, we've remained optimistic and look forward to opening up our economy so that our community can continue to innovate and thrive. On the retail side, we installed plexiglass at our workstations. We ensure that all workstations are equipped with hand sanitizers. We've equipped our employees with the proper PPE, such as masks and gloves. We ensure that everybody is maintaining a safe social distance using foot markers. And we also ensure that the work area is clean so that our customers are comfortable with coming into our stores. At GTA, we care about our community and our visitors because everything we do starts with you.
Guam Safe and WTTC Safe Travel Certified Program Showcase is brought to you in partnership with the Guam Visitors Bureau.
And here's your birthday shoutouts with the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
It's Discovery Day, so happy birthday to J.D. Manlapaz. Happy birthday, Daddy. Your daughter Yuri is saying a very enthusiastic happy birthday. So Jay, happy birthday to you today.
And that's it for us here on Prime Time. We leave you with some of the sights and sounds from the Hafa Diego Festival held over the weekend in San Diego. Thanks to our former KUAM photographer Whisper Dela Cruz for the video. Up next is Pacific Matters, and don't forget to join Chris Barnett tomorrow morning for The Link. Thanks for watching and stay healthy.
You've been saying everything